Omoda, de fashion store met pakken die van elk moment jouw moment maken. Een collectie om heerlijk in rond te
Shut up, Ed. I know I'm late. Apologies. I'm here. I was even doing of the live. But it's a bit on the fly, decided. You know, when, you know, those places when you were like, I work today, tomorrow at school. It's like, I'm gonna call the local doctor this afternoon because I need to change it, especially with Ten's life. But no one contacted. Apparently those people have like way longer breaks than we can think, I think. Yeah, and from there I was like, I have such a headache, I'm gonna just buy a new mic, because I'm then like gonna buy a new mic and install a new mic. I didn't do that yet, because after I got back from the new mic, a friend was like, come easy in Utrecht, because, and I was like, sure, why not, you know, I have nothing to do anyways, and if you want away, sure. Was fun, but, so I have a new mic. It was fun to do, by the way, to meet him in person. It's like one of my best friends. I've known him for a long time. So we talked we talked through what we've done and what my plans are mostly, and school things. But I've now a Blue Yeti Nano mic. I'm gonna try to install that before the next stream. Why? Because I was like, if I come back from buying the mic, I'm gonna install it, but then I want to meet a friend, and now I'm like, I literally am like, what is it? 10 minutes home. So 10 minutes is not enough to install a mic. So be tuned for that. Be tuned for that. You're gonna hear Elis in more ways. So, but what the hell the heck? It's time to puzzle again. Do we? Are we gonna have to puzzle? Or are we like, no, I lived on puzzle, please. En dat je of ben already not record. you know, also, you know, the funny thing is, like, was one of my friends in Utrecht, and we were all like at the Mac, and it was like ordering something, and you know what apparently is an option? The Mac salad was out of option. Was unavailable. I was like, is that an option? We're so funny. We have like a friend who's like obsessed with, how do you call it? Those Mac salad. And we sent him the pic and he was like, no! Why? Why? And we don't know why, but... So my day's a bit on the fly. Hectic, on the fly. But I was home in time for streaming. Yeah. To be on your screen and annoy you. You know? I could be on your screen and annoy you. But I won't do. I'm too nice for that. But I needed the time out because I really learned that I'm like conflicting myself what I wanted to do with my trans life. So with that clear in mind, I'm happy. And tomorrow physical school day. Okay, what did we do last night? We started a new case. Edgeworth shot for someone. Oh yeah, we touched your camera and apparently you're mad. Are you mad? Did you see I'm changing the film on my camera here? Someone, I'm not naming any names, but... You know, you're like talking in a group and someone touches your stuff and you'll be like, someone who I'm not gonna name, but wink. You know, wink, wink, wink. Over there. You stop my... Oh! Sorry. That didn't work. Calm down, take a chill pill. Do I have to present you something? I'm gonna touch your film roll again. Nothing? Oh. Trees got quite thick here, further back the trees fade into Hi. Hi Nick. But don't tell me hungry again. Oh no. I was just wondering, why can't we post a punch made of aluminium? We didn't talk about any of our books. So there's no law saying they have to be made of aluminium then. Maya, why? Why are you gonna start question that type of stuff? They're made of aluminium because it's easy to make. Or I don't know why. Since there's no camping, if any place to pick the picture tent. Wait! What if the sign said no setting tents on fire? Why do you want to go to a lake, which is a public property, and set your tent on fire? I'm not the crazy one here. Nice. There's nothing here anymore. Oh wait, do I have to show you? Huh? I bet you're supposed to be all shining and impressive. You're a cop or something? I'm a lawyer. What? Yeah, you're gonna try to follow one of the lawsuits on me on the film now? Guess I'll feel now on the fight and I'm wrestled me looking things you. No, that's not all. We're here investigating the murder that took place here on the lake. Murder? Sounds cool! Why did you all say that in the first place? Go ahead, ask me anything you like. You too. You can't come out of hiding now. I'm bite hard. sorry. I was feeling a little overwhelmed. Culture gap and all. Never mind, honey. I can keep talking for it, if it pleases you. Thanks. I think it'll be okay. Great then. I'm Lotta Hart, but you can call me Lotta. I'm here photographing meteor showers for a research project. Might you please to meet you? I don't think you're so efficient lately. I left at late night and is on Christmas Eve. That's so. Christmas Eve. Man on a boat was shot. Did you see anything? Let me see. A boat, you say? I reckon I might see one. Not sure though. Oh, but remember I've been watching it here late for a good 3 days now. I've seen you've now posted Scroll Mule. Can't hard to remember what you seen when. So, what did you do, Doctor? I said, my head was like Loretta. Not Lotta. Yeah, me? Haha! You don't really know what to do, yeah? Actually, I'm a researcher student, country right in the heart of the heartland. Oh, neat! Nick, he's a research student at University Country U. Somewhere here. Someone did come up here. Misschien was about 3 days ago. What are you photographing? Didn't I tell you that already? Meteors! Yep, meteor showers. Try the camera you have there. I don't want to leave that goddamn thing you show meteor. Can meteor showers be caught on camera? No, right? Are they? You better note there's a German made a genuine Finland in. So what's the device you have stuck to the camera? Ah, device. Your camera went off all by itself on a fight map. Party popper. That the mic triggers the shutter when it detects certain sounds. Programmed to pick up loud noises right now. Camera! Neat! That's all you have to say? Guess we'll move back. And we can go to the motor rent shop. Nick, what's this place? A boat rental shop, closed for Christmas it seems. I guess some murdering taking place on one of the boats wouldn't be good for business either. Bro, I never in on the boat. Really? How about we go on when the trial's finished? Hey, good idea, you bet. A small boat rental shop. Doesn't look like anyone is around. They're probably closed because it's Christmas. You ain't working on Christmas? What's this? There's more forest off the way. I doubt to find the info clues in there. There's some boats floating at the dock. Was one of those boats used in a murder? I wonder. Nick? I changed my mind. I don't really want to go for a boat route. Right. Is that everything? I guess we move back. Do you know something new? Oh. Edgeworth, this is really hard for me to ask, but you didn't do it right? Think what you will. I have only one request. Huh? Stay out of this gate! Nick is trying to help you! I know that. But I don't want your help, okay? Why not? Look, just go away, leave me alone. Nick, is Edgeworth the identity? Oh yeah, let's go investigate elsewhere. Nick! I guess we're gonna talk to criminal affair. Looks like Detective Kimshaw isn't here. Something's wrong, miss? Turning yourself in? Okay, what did she do? shoplifting, larceny, public indemnity. No, none of those things. I'm looking for Detective Gumshoe. Is he around? Gumshoe? Oh yeah, he's in a meeting right now. I don't think he'll be out anytime soon. Okay, we'll come back. You do that. Oh, and go straight home and stay out of trouble. No more shoplifting, you got that? I look like a criminal or something. These are detective desks. There are computer files on each one for the... What's time at the desk? Who's the chief of detectives here? It's glued to his computer screen. Ah, Lord Lake. Or decided? I don't believe it. Important. So everything. There must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. The Mama Casino should be crying. And break it, split out your love life scumbag. Names we're doing image chaining for interrogations. So. Where do we go then? Back to the detention center? So, back to Carrot Lake, I guess. Huh? Wat daar? Ja. So, your camera triggers on loud explosion noises. Yep. Actually, the victim in the case for research was shot with a pistol. Pistol? Yeah, I wouldn't a good shot to make it sound to a party popper. I guess it would. The camera didn't get a picture of the murder, did it? Hey! You're all pretty bright. I see what you're saying. Tell you what, I'll have a look and see at my film. Photo pictures last night. Check them once, don't remember what I don't know. But what if I got something I could be witness to a genuine murder? Yeehaw! I'll check that film. I'll come back now, yeah? You went inside the SUV. But you should come back later. Okay, I guess go back to the criminal affairs. Game show back. Because I'm still in the meeting. Hey! Thanks for coming down, Paul. Game show! Just finished the meeting for better rewards. What do you have to tell? Thinking about the victim yet? No, still can't ID him. What's that anything? Not a word. So how did the meeting go? I can tell you, pal, you're a lawyer. Cool. You know, I don't know what to believe anymore. Sure, Mr. Edgeworth seems like you or me. Still, I get the feeling that if he'd done something wrong, he would go hiding it. What do you think of the guy he is? How can anyone else see that? Why do you think the ministers will do that? Well, the trial's starting tomorrow, as scheduled. I see. And you don't know about the meeting. I'm not telling anyone else, pal. Ah, yes, sir. And, do me a favor. Send by Mr. Edgeworth. He needs help. You don't want to help him. I'm sure he's got some reason why he won't talk to us. Then Detective Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe, you can you trust Mr. Edgeworth so much? I think it was obvious. We've got a strong working relationship as two. We trust each other and that's how it works. Working relationship? See, Mr. Edgeworth always gets his defendants to clear guilty every time. Yes, his methods might be a little extreme at times, but there is a reason. He trusts our investigation, see? He trusts us to get to the right man. That's why I work extra hard, pal. We've got to earn the trust he places in us. I see. Mr. Edgeworth is a man you can trust! And you have my word on that. I was wondering, did you ever get the autopsy report? Oh, that? Yeah, I made a copy for you. Time was that, sometime on the 24th and 25th, was one bullet shot to the heart. Maybe one bullet shot to the heart, mainly dead. What you... Thank you. Nick, huh? Can you show me that photo of the victim? The face! Something you know? I don't know. I just have this feeling that I met him somewhere a long time ago. Sorry, I'm running blanket right now. Best go back to Gourd Lake. Is Loretta all done? Is Loretta done? Loretta Lotta. What's that for a name, by the way? I don't call my name stupid. Hey, y'all! Lotta! Wait up a sec. We got bingo! Bingo? My automatic camera took pictures last night. Hey! This is them. Take a look. Right. See? He's shooting him with that pistol. It looks like that, yeah. But you can't really tell who's shooting. Yeah, there was enough folk out there last night to send you bull for. But you know, seeing these photos reminds me of something. Ah! I saw the murder happen. I'm a witness. Eh? Are you serious? Of course. What do you... I reckon I should tell the cops. I reckon no. What's that? I think you could pull one over me just because you speak the lingo. I know enough to know that when you see him murder, you best tell the cops. Why do you... It's like asking someone advice about two choices, you'd be like, yeah, thanks for your advice, but I'm going with my choice anyways. What are you asking then? I'm off to talk to the cops. Now I can have this photo. Hey there. Lotta! Wow, you're so kind of busy. Tell us what you saw too, please. Next time I but I wasn't born yesterday. I'm a witness and that means I'm on such a justice and it means the cops. To me eat the south side of northbound skunk they tell you. Not what are they cuties in the branch friends? They enemies are tomorrow. Or is it the other way around? No matter, I'm gone. Hey, maybe they'll let me do some testifying. Done? He left. Well, that's one more witness. What do we do now, Nick? Something, there's not much we can do about it. The question is, what exactly did she... That's the trial tomorrow. Foggy! Foggy pig! Looks like the police have given up their interview. Hello? I got to send this man at you. Long time no see, Nick. Nick, you know Santa? Well, Nick is in Nick. Oh yeah, I see the connection. Don't be ridiculous. It's me. Larry? What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm working my day job. I sell samurai dogs. Want one? Want to get money for dates, you know? My girl Kian's deserves the best. Kian's not another model, I hope. Kian's a fine woman, Nick. I was her idea that I wear this costume. She was all your girlfriend, you know? She bought this costume for me. That's great, lady. That's great. Did you have a look in the mirror? That's a reaction of like, great that your girlfriend bought this, but have you looked in the mirror yet? Oh, I sent the costume. It's really be nice. Oh, cute. Nick, who's she? She's not yours? No, she's not. I'm his partner, Maya Faye. I'm a little sister. Sister? Oh, Nick must be tough, working 9 to 5 having to take care of a little sister. No, I'm not Nick's little sister, I'm all the I'm all... Oh, sounds great. Hey Larry, there was a murder here last night. And since you work here, have you heard anything? Nick, you're wasting your time. Last night was Christmas Eve. Was with cans, obviously. One have been staying out in the hall. Oof. I think what you just said cut off guard mode. No, it's just Kian's not in town now. She is now away on a photo shoot. She is a model! Ah! Well, anyway, there's a murder on the lake. The trial's tomorrow. Niet. The defendant is Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth. Nick, why would Daddy know Edgeworth? Whoa, Nick. You don't mean that Miles Edgeworth's all the edgy? Yeah, she's a murder suspect. You know Mr. Edgeworth, lady? Yeah, of course. Edge was in the same class as us in grade school. Tell me about the dogs. Huh? Oh, you mean the samurai dogs? The samurai dogs? They're kind of look shaped. Oh well, originally they were guard dogs, but no, like guard dogs. Ouch. So my thing was Kian's. Oh, she's kind of woman, you know. You want to change the name of your go girlfriend. If you ever get a girlfriend or a boyfriend like that, it's like support you never go, 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 go. Think twice. Something about that just seems wrong. Oh, guess what? We're getting a ton of customers here at the lake with some big news. Yeah, big news. Yeah, Gordy! Gordy? Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth is your classmate, lady? Yeah, Nick, him and I used to hang out all the time. Whoa, I never knew. Don't get me wrong, he's always been a kind of a stick in the mud. Sitting all the time trying to be like father. Like his father? Yeah, Edgy's Pop was a famous defense lawyer back in the day. Whoa, wait. You said defense lawyer. Yeah. Wait a second, but Mr. Edgeworth is a prosecuting attorney. Huh? He's got a prop kisses on his heel. No, he's a prosecuting attorney. It's like the total opposite of a defense lawyer. Go figure. I always used to talk about defending the weak who are unable to defend themselves. Many years ago on an abandoned duty to society until all with a board. Well, not changed his mind though. Do you know Nick? Nick? That's Gordy. Huh? You mean you don't know? I'm here in this very lake. A giant mysterious monster, Gordy. Monster? Yeah. Check it out. This is an article from yesterday's newspaper. There's a photo. Really? Nick, a monster! A real monster! Yeah, it's probably just a lock or something. Right? There's a quote here from the person who took the photo. What's this? I said the camera to the midroom gun frame. I heard a loud bang, like an explosion. Followed by the sound of something slipping into the water. I wish I could have seen it. Larry, can I borrow this article from you? Sure, no problem. That'll be $1 million. Oh, $1 million? Cool, buddy. Mr. Sentiment, I'm going now. I've seen enough, I think. Oh, that is the wrong side of things. I thought go to the boat rental shop. No. You do your Santa thing. I think you should wash the middle parts, the little plume things, because oh, I'm sure it's sack. If looking for Detective Gunsry is in the questioning room. Apparently an important witness turned up. He'll be in there a while. Not hard. That's stupid. Uh-oh. Still not in the action, man. Is that the police department mascot? It's the Blue Badger, that was my idea. I made it, my mascot. Actually, so nice. Get him a signed mascot of the Criminals Affair Depot. It's the last thing to do. Good luck. I mean, who asked? I've been attacked, he's not listening to himself. More in the car with their clothes, never had the target field vision. Must be doing dementia training. He's always working on something different, huh? What is it? Oh, nothing. There's something been bothering me. Could you show me that autopsy report once more? I remember now. This guy, he's a lawyer. That was the office Mia worked at. Oh. I met him once when I went to hang out with Sis. That office? Wait. You mean Grootwerk's office? Right, that guy. Still didn't expect to come up. Maybe I should go talk to him, for old time's sake. Oh, that was me clean off the throat. Ah, here's me as something, are you not? Oh, sorry, in the city, yes. Finish right. Ha! And you're me as something too, are you not? A little sister, yes. You've grown to look a lot like your sister, you know. Takes me back. You know, always the aunt at like birthday parties when they come like after a week or something, they'd be like, oh, you grow so big, and you were like start talking and we were like, stop it! Stop it. Oh, the days of my youth, like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. Mr. Grootwerk, sir. Oh yes, I beg your pardon. Of course you came here to discuss something. What is it then? Something the matter? It was a murder last night. A murder? You haven't heard? Oh, I just got up, you see. I just shot someone with a pistol. Edgeworth? What? Who did he shoot? Well, the identity of the victim is still unknown. It's terrible news indeed. I just got back with that happened to the pay. Oh yes, I don't think I shall be coming back home to the office. Just claim it as stolen. I suppose it's my just desserts. All bitter desserts. Strange. I feel so I've seen this man somewhere before. Ah, did you remember? He was a lawyer here in my office. That's Hammond. Robert Hammond. Mr. Hammond? And you say this is the man who was Edgeworth shot? Yes. Apparently. Who's that Hammond guy anyways? Mr. Hammond, he was the defense attorney in that case. That case? Yes, the DR6 incident. Yeah, what's that from there? Perhaps you remember. Something like that. Sometimes you do the task from me as murder. There was an incident where the police were so at lost as they used the spirit medium. Wait, you don't... Was that medium my mother? Yes, my dear. The spirit medium Misty Faye, your mother contacted the spirit of a victim, but the case was a loss. No conviction was made. Are you gonna gossip tonight? The DR6 incident, yes. Happened 15 years ago. A very strange case indeed. I never got the criminal right. Correct. Misty Faye used the powers to talk to the spirit of the late victim. The testimony led to charges being led against one man. But Mr. Hammond won the case, and the suspect was declared innocent. And the police blamed them on calling her a fraud. You're the one who helped her out then, right? Yes, just quite. Thank you. No, please. Don't mention it. The 6th, never thought I heard that name again. Oh wait, what does this case have anything to do with Mr. Edgeworth? It has everything to do with Mr. Edgeworth, my dear. The victim in the DR6 incident was none other than his father, Gregory Edgeworth. Where? His father? If you want to know more, you should ask him yourself. Show him this, I'm sure he'll talk to you. Wait, this is a photograph of my mother. An old photograph here, 6 into them exhibit A. Let's get them all back. Or B. Okay, so yeah, to the detention center. What's this? I was hoping to get in the message first time. No, I listened to give up. Edgeworth, what about your defense? It's no concern of yours. I haven't found anyone yet. I have an interesting picture for you, Edgeworth. Oh, I think he likes it. I think. Edgeworth, it's only been a matter of hours since you last visited. Yet you've made incredible progress in your investigation. I made it. I'm impressed, right? You're always single-minded in your work, though. Once you start on something, always see it through, don't you? About the DL6 incident. Yeah, DL6. I didn't want you to find out about it. That's why I refused your offer to defend me. I'm sorry if it sounded like I thought you weren't up to the job. I just want to keep you away from DL6. So, do you still think it would have been better to me to stay away? I don't know, but I see no point in hiding anything from you now. Very well, as whatever you like, I want to do the best of my abilities. The DL6 incident was when my father died. Right before my very own eyes. He was shot and killed and I saw it all. My memories from that time are foggy. I suppose it is a self-defense mechanism. In any case, a suspect was arrested, a man. It's pretty clear he was the only one who killed my father. The spirit medium they used to talk to my late father said the same thing. There's an attorney by the name of Rob Hammond that cleared the suspect's name. And Hammond is the victim in the Cork Lake murder. Correct. The spirit medium, that was my mom. What? You mean you're... That's strange. I thought that terrible incident was about to end and now this. About to end. The DL6 incident happened 15 years ago. 15 years ago, on December 28th. December 28th? The statute of limitation on the case ran out in 3 days. Ah? Nick, what does it mean? And the case statute of limitation ran out legally, the case never happened. 3 days from now, DL6 will be closed. Forever. What happened to the suspect? One court of innocent. I don't know. He disappeared from public view. Nobody knows where to. If he's still alive, he's been about 50 years old now. So how was your father a lawyer? He was. Gregory Edgeworth. He was quite famous at the time, apparently. So he was sort of trying to follow in his footsteps. I'd rather not talk about it. You know, something about 40. How's the moon for another blunder? What have thought somebody your photo? Edgeworth, did you shoot him? What do you think, right? I think you can't point a gun at anyone. No. So you didn't shoot him? No, I didn't. It wasn't me. Right? It pains me to ask you this now. I know, you want us to defend you. Yes. Will you? Of course we will. Let me guess, this day will come. Me. My chance to finally pay you back. Pay him back? Pay me back? What? I don't know if I do anything for you. Never mind, I guess you don't really need to know. Huh? Another request we've given to Detective Simpson. Well, I guess we should. What's that? Earthquake, Nick! It's a big one! Ah! It's coming down! Where's Carrie? Huh? Where's Edgeworth? There! He's on the floor in the bowl, shivering. I guess he doesn't do so well with earthquakes. Ah, I guess we're done. This Edgeworth doesn't seem like he's going to stand up anytime soon. Let's go, Nick. Alright, we have to give Edgeworth that of course to Detective Grimshoe. What's going on in here? Huh? What's wrong, Detective? This wild lady comes here just a while ago, says she came to talk to you after hearing what Mr. Wright has to say. What's this all about, pal? Are you going around finding more witnesses? You want to give Miss Edgeworth a death sentence, pal? No, not at all. Does that mean she did something, there's something I can do? I'll go around covering up. You're trying to say something about the way I do my job? Oh, sure. I have something for you. What the god? Hey, you did it, pal. But I'll wait till the last minute to fill those papers. I'll come out and start a new one for you. Thanks, Detective. I'll see you in court tomorrow then. Good luck, pal. Hey, you guys saw the earthquake a little while back? I was worried. Worried? We're fine. I lived out here my whole life. I'm pretty used to them right now. Oh, I wasn't worried about you two. I was worried about Miss Edgeworth. Oh, right. You did seem to overreact a little now that you mention it. Yeah, I'm not surprised it was a pretty big quake. I'm going to go check on him. You two go eat and get your rest for tomorrow's trial. Hey there. I wonder what the search was on Edgeworth. I wonder. He was never that scared when he was in school. Then again, I didn't get to know him in the 4th grade. He transferred to another school after that. I wonder what happened to Edgeworth. I don't know what happened, but apparently we made it to day 2. Ha! Save your progress up to this point? Absolutely not. Saving? Who does that? Not me. Me saving? Oh, how are you there? Karma. That's right. 1 foot from Karma. He's the best prosecutor there is. He hasn't lost a case in his 40-year career. He's a god of prosecution, right? A god. Oh, single, Chris. You do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. That's something else I know, Edgeworth. You don't understand. I mean, you really do anything. One vriend van Karma is meant to be feared. What got a claim from someone of forged evidence? He taught me what it really means to prosecute. Bah! Respect your prosecutor. As vicious as me, multiplied by a factor of 10. Could I? Could I? Could I? I think I could. So, was he your teacher then in Sataurday? Something like that. I'm always trying to get you found guilty, what a creep! Alright, let me planning on losing in purpose to help you out. Not a chance. He hasn't lost once in 40 years. 40 years. He's as ruthless as me, times 20. He's pretty ruthless. Like I said, he's a god among prosecutors. Nou ja, huh? You'd be using me as help right now, don't you think? Oh. I can't. Sorry, I tried. Really tried, but I couldn't reach. Couldn't reach? I think it's because I haven't been training. I'm falling a week again. Oh man, not bad timing. I'm really sorry. I try my best. I hope so. What are you whispering about? Nothing. I'll send it in. Can I broke the court? I don't think I can broke the court. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Von Karma, is the prosecution ready? Full. The sheriff thinks that I would stand here with... I'm not completely prepared. My apologies. Oh, the judge's good. Very well, your opening statement, please. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What could possibly be required? Nothing important, should be fine. The prosecution make out first witness. Oh, who's this guy? Is he really something? I'm supposed to fight against this. I call the detective in charge of this case, Detective Gumshoe. Describe the incident. Now! Yes, sir. Please take a look at the map. The murder happened late Christmas Eve, around midnight. There was one boat in the very middle of the lake. There were 2 men on the boat. Now there happened to be a woman camping here on the edge of the lake. At 12:10 AM she heard 2 pistol shots. Then the boat started to move. Went towards the boat rental shop. Testify to the court about the arrest. Now! What Mr. Von Karma, yes? Actually, I'm the one that's supposed to be handling the proceedings. There's only one time you need to do it. You will slam down your gavel, say the word guilty, that's your roll. Yes, of course, quite right. A man called into the station around 20 minutes after midnight. We headed to the scene as fast as we could. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. No, I didn't suspect him of anything at all. But the next morning, a body was found in the lake. So, we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth. Well, begin your cross-examination, attorney, now! Can I take a break? Around 30 minutes after midnight. Saving? No, we don't do your saving. No, what are you talking about? Saving is for a week. Received a call from a man. Yep. But you said there was a woman camping there. She was the one who heard to do gunshots, right? This sounded so old. That woman and the man who called in the report to two different people, obviously. Different people. There were two witnesses. Look! The testimonies were quite similar, however. But here you have someone to a woman who was camping. Was camping on the heart. What happened next, detective? We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. How long was it between receiving the report and your arrival at the lake? Also, it was about 3 minutes. That's pretty fast. Our motto for the motto is get there quick. Detective, you have refrained from casually revealing department secret. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I look forward to your next year's salary review. I must look forward these days. There's no time for dejected daydreaming. Continue. Yes, sir. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. What's Mr. Edgeworth like when you saw him there? Well, from what I saw, he looked pretty relaxed and like a murder at all, really. Detective, the court requires the facts, not your opinion. How many years have you been on the force? Facts only, detective. Hard, cold, objective, facts. Yes, sir. He's got his share of objections. I'm not suspecting of anything at all. Why didn't you think he was suspicious? You know, we have a deep trusting relationship with prosecutors. Detective, the court is interested in your mushings. But I'm not interested in your objections. Shut up! Deep, trusting, poppycock. I've never heard so many flippant come from a detective on the force. He doesn't look so good. Continue. Now. Shut up with your objections. You find any clues in the body? A single bullet was recovered from the body. He was shot through the heart, fatally. Judge, here's the bullet. Then the strike bound, so its shape is well preserved. Well, the court accepts the bullet into evidence. A 22 caliber pistol. Show me at the rest, Mr. Edgeworth. Why is that? Well, we'll find the murder weapon in the boat. The murder weapon? A pistol. Detective Kim, shoot is a vital piece of information. Please review your testimony. Sorry, go on. The murder weapon was found in the boat and was deceive evidence. That's about the pistol made to deceive evidence. There are fingerprints on the pistol found in the boat. There are clear prints from Mr. Edgeworth's right hand. Huh? Ah. Order! Order! So Mr. Edgeworth's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, that's the weapon in questioning. Accepted into evidence. Members of the court, we now have the pistol used in the murder and the bullet found in the body. Detective? Yes, sir. Was the bullet found in the body fired from this pistol? Yes, the ballistic markings on the bullet match the pistol. Nick, what does mean ballistic markings? Shocking to mention someone here does not know something as basic as ballistic markings. I talk too much! Ah! You have to talk too much in court, huh? Nick, he's glaring at me. Very well, I'll explain. Actually, Judge, you do it. Me? Ballistic markers are like the fingerprints of a gun. The barrel leaves distinctive marks on each bullet it fires. You can examine these ballistic fingerprints to see which gun fired the shot. It's quite accurate. Neat. Leads to one invariable conclusion: the bullet found in the victim's heart is fired without a doubt fired from this pistol. The pistol, which as you may recall, was covered with the defendant's own fingerprints. You can shut the fuck up! We're 2 minutes in! And you already be like, I can save a third! Oh, shut up. However, I wish you hear the witness speak, no doubt. Very well, I'm somewhat fatigued, and so I'll take a brief break. I'll call my witness after the recess, which will last 10 minutes. George, what are you doing in 10 minutes recess? Now! But wait, just clean your flimsy gable and get on with it, man! Yes. This court will take a 10-minute recess. sword? What's going on here? Your fingerprints on the murder weapon. What? But you must believe I didn't shoot him. And who did? I don't know. You don't know you're right there. I heard a gunshot from very close by, and the other man fell from the boat. I can't see why, but I thought at the time that he had shot himself. Maybe it was suicide. That's the only explanation I can come up with. I'm going to conceive anyone of that. Hey Maya, huh? What? I progress with me? Oh, sorry, it's not good. No, not good for anything. Am I Nick? I call my sister, might well not be here, right? Oh, I need you here. Of course I need you here, because you're always trying to help out. Even if you don't actually help, it's the thought that counts, right? Oh, it's okay, Nick, you don't have to make me feel better. I don't know anything about trouble defense. Oh, I'm a spirit, you can even contact spirits. Oh, everyone has their off thuis. You've just been getting lucky, lady. Maar you know when luck is going to run out. Really? Well, right, don't jinx the case already more than it is. Bad for my heart. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Mr. Big Brain. Yes, no, Mr. Lost Heart, take the sand. Mr. Hiha, don't kill it. That good. Je maar dan nog wat je aan uit het internet and don't add anything trivial or subjective. Understand? You need to learn some manners. Understand? Yeah, I understand. It was Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. And there was another bang. There was an area thing on the lake with the boat. You heard. Judge, you happened to take the photo of the incident. Does the photo accept as evidence? Well, it's a surprise. This looks like the victim of the murder. Order! Remove people from the courtroom if I do not have order immediately. The witness testified she looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There were no other boats on the lake. So the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. Yes, it was the defendant Miles Edgeworth. I think your heart is more pointed than your brain is. Well, Judge, evidence is deceive. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well, the court finds the defendant. Wait, Your Honor, I haven't cross-examined the witness yet. Cross-examination? You have photographic proof, of course you can depot to be. The photos of 1,000 words and I'll read guilty. You lose. Or you claim to have found a contradiction in your testimony. Very well, if you have to make cross-examine the witness, you only flounder to ask meaningless questions, you'll fail to find anything. And then I'll have you held in contempt of court. And next contempt? Contempt of court, you know. I guess I understand. What are you going to do? Do you really think that there was a contradiction in the testimony? Of course there is. Very well. I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked outside, I saw two gents in a boat. And there was another bang. Was it this one? Was it? That was not the thing. Like there were 3 bangs according to the thing. Gunners fired 3 names. After midnight, if I do this, does the cards of midnight you say? In other words, it was no longer Christmas Eve but Christmas Day. Yes. Now you want to think contradiction, but really? Hope your next contradiction is more relevant to trial and discontinue your testimony. I was in my car. That can be true. I heard this bang come up from the lake. So you weren't looking at the lake at the time. Nope, except I heard the noise. Shut it already. Ask you to find contradiction, unless you're chat with a witness. Can you shut up, Karma? When I looked out the window, I saw 2 gents in a boat. Then there was another bang. Why are you watching the very moment to shut thing out? Oh, yeah, sure. You're asking meaningless questions. Contradiction, Mr. I don't mean this a babble. I was nearly a thing on the lake with the boat. Was that newspaper not? There was many good things in there. Should I make some of my sisters here? Where's my car? I heard this bang come up from the lake. Thank you for using my research. Miss Hart, can you be more specific about your research? What is the witness motive against my leg to do with this case? Answer nothing. Objector's line of questioning. Objection sustained. Wait, now I'm the one who says it. I'll say it already. No, I'm... I had to find the contradiction. Oh, it was Christmas Eve. She was in a car. And bang. Wait, that is the cam. Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you? It was not clear enough. You have 2 sons of men. And of course. That's a fat Shandam. There's also a photo. You best look elsewhere for your precious contradiction. Wait, is it this then? There is somewhere a contradiction, but... I was in my car and heard the bang come up from the lake. I want to try something. That was also not it. Christmas Eve after Regnon, I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake. Is it in your cam? Because why should you look out of the window if you have your cam set up? There is some... Oh? Oh? They weren't looking at the lake at the time. Yeah, that's yeah, sure. Are you sure about that? Yes, Country Girl can be. Pretty sure. How come you're so sure? Oh heck, I scanned the whole lake. This sounds like I'm more interested in the lake than the boat. Miss Hart, you. Karma, shut up! Oh wait, it is the photo. Is it the photo? Hello! Inuxis, how is life? I'm trying to find a contradiction in this, but Not going right. I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in the boat. The boat is here. The boat moved towards here. That's not the picture. That's not the camp, right? But how is life in New Sea? If I say your name correct. If I ever become a defense attorney, don't hire me. It was Christmas Eve. I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Then I heard another bang. There was nearly a thing on the lake but the boat. Wait, I tried this already. I know that there is press further on this one and on the last one. We should be the topic. There has to be something on either this one, on that, this one. But was not the picture? Is it newspaper here? No. So if I became a friend of offense attorney or defense attorney, don't hire me, you will sure end up in jail. In my car, I heard this bang come up from the lake and look at the window. I saw two gents, but there was another bang. There's only a thing on the lake but that boat. Wait. You said it was foggy on the boat. Ugh! It was foggy enough to see that boat. I'm missing something. Were you looking at the sign? Nope, I looked at after I heard the noise. Shut up, Karma! When I looked at the boat, I saw two gents. I can clearly see the two men. Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you? Wait a second. I was asking you about the photo. I was asking if you saw the two men. Cover. Oof. I'm just looking for my cover. Oh. I think that's still the old one, Miracle Paint. The witness has testified when she shot them there is also 30, but look elsewhere, you precious contradictions. And then quick, he's hiding something. And there was another bang. Yeah, waar is hij nog verder een shot erin uit? Oh yeah, sure. You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless. Contradiction, Mr. White, no meaningless bubble. Are you sure about that? Just can't go with me. I'm pretty sure. I have to find something that stinks. That's also not it. So I have a murder at Christmas Eve, which took place on the lake. At 12:10 p.m. there was heard a shot bang here. Apparently she saw it, and there was a second bang. After that the boat went to here, and 20 minutes later they got a call, and after that the call arrived. Time of lesson 24 van police had 12:25 matches the date. Alright, this is taken on Christmas Day. That's also not it. Ah! Like, if you want to be me, your attorney, don't. I don't have any evidence. I think that can help this. There was another bang. There was nearly a thing on the boat. Let's control the lake. That's the lake in the boat, Miss R2. Shut up, Parma! Wat dat? Yes, I know you could find contradictions, but really? Is there something in this car? This is something in the fence was taken to excuse the medical research. Is it here? Also not! Am I looking wrong? I was in my car, I heard this man come up from the lake. And I looked at the window, I saw two gents in a boat. What are you doing in your car? I am not allowed to talk to the witness. I'm not allowed to talk to it. And I only to press further on when she looked at the lake. Yeah, and this is when I can press further. And the research. Let's find out what the research is, I think. Ah! How can I find? I'm at a loss for words, I don't know what it is. I was in my car, I heard this bang come up from the lake. But you have your camera up here. This isn't clearly reveals. No, that doesn't reveal apparently. Why would you look out? You have your camera up. Why would you have your look up? You know just that you have your cam up. like 100% evidence on profiles. Okay. My car, I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Would be something stupid with the map. No. I'm gonna find a contradiction here. This is not communicate. No. Why is everyone? Like, she was camping at the lake around midnight, but she was in her car, so she did not look at first. She heard a bang and she looked out of the car window. And she saw two gents in a boat. But why? She has her cam. Why? She knows if she heard a bang, does she just have to watch the film on her cam? Any completion there? Sorry for the resistance here. I was in your car. So you were in your car and your cam was set up here. The boat was around here. You heard a bang, you looked out of your car. After that, you saw two gents in a boat here. After that, you heard a second bang. The guys flew up to here. Why didn't you make that like go around back to where they are? See who the murderer is? And the police is called 20 minutes later and arrived 3 minutes. We know that this Edgeworth was in a boat with Ronald. And that he shot this pistol 3 times, but there were only 2 bangs. It was not it! Ah! Like, I won't understand if you... There is something that I missed. It's either on this, on the car, you will research something. But you clearly see this man. It's funny if you click on this side of the screen, it still goes back. Bang come up from the lake. That's everything. You shut that already, that's going to find contradiction, not unless you shut for the witness. You're watching the murder shotgun out. Oh, sure. You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless! Contradictions, Mr. Wright, not meaningless a bubble. Yes. Yeah. Why is it so hard? There are no contradictions. Am I seeing something overhead? Did I try this already? Oh, I want to find out. are you doing in your car anyways? Is it really that I have to find a way? I press everything, I press everything further, I literally have pressed anything. I literally press anything further. It is an evidence piece, but... Wait, did I try this? No, I can't. You know what? I'm just gonna press it. Never mind. Do I have to do with something with evidence? I'm a bit lost. It was Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Don't you just press her short, but... I want to know your research. Yeah, Karma, shut up. I'm gonna whip your face. There's then come up from the lake. Yeah, it's just a minute. Witness has testified that she shall not undergo you best look for contradictions. I know you're hiding something. I thought some the whole I didn't discover her. Elis, you're not asking questions anymore. Gosh, that witness has the actresses. Get with the witness. We're fair or not. It seems you're unable to find a contradiction and that's more worth nothing. But Your Honor, keep your promise, Mr. Wright. I'm afraid that I'll have to penalize any further outburst by holding you in contempt of court. And if that happens, you have to leave the court immediately. Understood? Oh. Nee, klopt, dat testimony is schrik. I mean, but if I can't see anything, what can I do? I believe you have covered evidence sufficiently need to make a decision. Very well. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, please take the stand. What's that? It was me! Yeah. Something wrong? You need to use the facilities? No, I do not. That's a hard, your testimony stinks. It's unclear whether you were actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Lotta, did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him in full... Stand down, the court does not acknowledge this defense outburst. Answer me, Lotta. Big idea to take me like some kind of criminal. Saw my swear at the sideboard. Now, Judge, declare the defense contempt of court. Yes, yes, of course. Sorry, but you were warned. Guards, escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. It's a contempt of court, you must leave. No, no, no. Wait, was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor? Nick is innocent. There's a difference. All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared on stand right, Mr. Twitct. Go on. Ah, did you hear what Miss Arts just said? She said clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony after he right to cross-examinate again. Order, 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 order. I'm in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Judge, sustain my objection. I'm sorry, Mr. Van Kam, but I cannot. Ah, there's a lot that was made a new testimony. Defense does have the right to cross-examine again. Bah, bah, it's in contempt of court. No, I am. If you're going to arrest someone, arrest me. Very well. My FA, you will leave the court immediately. Nick, I did what I could. You have to do the rest. Good luck. Maya, I need you. I can afford this melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate perjuring of my witness. Better find a conclusion here else. So, begin your cross-examination. I have press everything. You can't see clear. Your picture is already contradiction, but sure. I will see what you have to say. It took me 40 minutes to find. That's it. Got you. Got you, Mr. Hart, finally. Ah, you got what? Look at this photograph. The photo I took? The very same. There's something I want to see in the photo quite clearly visible. The fuck, Mr. Hart. So? The picture was taken with professional high quality film, correct? Yet even it cannot capture the faces of the men on the boat. Yet you claim you saw Miss Edgeworth. Ow! Ah! Mr. Wright has a point. That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony. Please! That now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. You could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself. Mrs. Hart. Ah! Did you see the defendant that night? Oh, I said I could. I mean I could. And please testify as to the circumstances of your sighting. I finally found a hole in Von Karma's carefully fake testimony. Oh, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. Help! Send help! Yeah, right, I was cold night and fog was thick as blood. And once I was finished setting my camera, got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard the noise out on the lake, I looked at my binoculars. See? No problem. You said you looked out the window in your earlier testimony. You said that. Huh? So once I finished setting my camera, I got back in the car. Binoculars? Yeah, binoculars. As you mentioned, you were looking for shooting stars, correct? Oh, yeah. When you need a telescope and not binoculars for that? What was it about your camera too? Wasn't that really to take pictures of meteor showers? Camera is irrelevant to the case. You can't say that for certain. If you believe in me, you may continue with the line of questioning. Know this, if you find nothing with this, there will be consequences. Saving is for the weak, but we don't do that around here. Steam! Geslek. Oh, press harder. The element of utmost importance on it is perhaps the key to the desire, so I will continue my line of questioning. This is hard. You will testify to court about the camera. I don't believe that, and I don't believe a goddamn thing. Oh, it was. The camera is of importance, and I will note assure. I was sure that importance that you were not filming. Yes, it's hard. What made you choose to look the lake to photograph meteors? You know, the folk gets stuck on that lake. I'm not very suited to stargazing. Oh, you see, I guess I wasn't thinking too straight. Huh? Is that right? I will not have you badgering my witness because of her challenged intellect. Now wait a minute! To your testimony, you're saying no, which was your side word. Unnecessary comment, please. Mama, shut up. No, certainly I looked at my binoculars. You might as well take someone's finished the camera and the camera set up. If there was a heavy fog, how would binoculars change that at all? What do you mean? Even binoculars can see through fog. But you say you clearly saw. Oh, I did, yeah? Enough, there's no room for doubt in her testimony. Inderdaad, het is koud maken en met zo'n dikke schrift. Camera. En dan naar de medic. Concerned that here is Mr. Hartsey and Mr. Edgeworth. The camera's nothing to do with it all. Takes pictures of a meteor shower. Wait. Let's present. You're photograph shooting stars, that's a lie. Says who? I don't know where you've come from, but meteors that make sounds, was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point the camera upwards to take photos of the stars, Mr. Hart. Is that right? What are you driving at? The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor. Well, then what actually was she photographing? Your Honor, take a look at this. Was Gordy, yeah? This is hard. This is what you were trying to photograph. Newspaper article. Gordy? Ah, they're sighting in Gordy Lake. Well, Mrs. Hart, I never heard of no lake monster. You got a proof of something? I see you proof that I was down at lake trying to photograph this Gordy. Have it? Proof? Very well, let's see it. This is ain't proof. The proof is this article about Gordy the lake monster. According to this article, when Gordy breaks through the water, it makes a loud noise. When each way you set up your camera with the microphone, you have to set respond to loud noises. And that's how you put this picture when the pistol fire. Order, I see. I just thought it was a little strange. Sure. Well, Mrs. Hart, you were camping there to try and take a photo of Gordy, weren't you? Yeah. Not bad, are you Lawrence that smart? The smart boy was down to try to photograph Gordy, you got me. So what? Huh? That doesn't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. You just used several precious minutes of our time to prove nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Hey! But the so currently said so what? Against nothing. Indeed. Never step getting to the bottom of this. It's hard. Why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony. Alright, fine, I'll testify, I'll change nothing though. Something will change the testimony. I'm going to spot it. Shouldn't be allowed to removed from the testimony booth, like lied 3 times. Actually, I'm not a research student at the university, I'm an investigative photographer. Wondering what the scoop it will be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. That's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked straight out at the lake. There wasn't much else to look. So I just watched the boat the whole time. I saw a flash near one of the men's hands and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at the boat the whole time. Crossed my heart and hoped to fly. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Witness testimony isn't changed from before. Whatever she's alleged turned on a photo camera has no bearing to this case. There is no need to waste more of her time with another pointless cross-examination. I claim the defense right to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. You seem sure of yourself. Must have something in mind. Not be at first. Since that this is your last chance at a cross-examination, Mr. Wright. If there's no problem with testimony this time, we won't let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood? I have one chance. One chance. Help! That was the man of person, are you? I'm not sure, am I fountain enough to be called a man of anything? I'm an investigative photographer. Investigative photographer? Yep, you get your photo and sell to the press, that's the kind of business. Taking pictures at my sister's graduation last year. Guess what? What? I was a youth just hanging in the sky. A youth? You know, an unidentified flying object. A youth. Oh, UFO. Because I had sort of elevation. I knew I should become an investigative photographer. I see. Kind of shitty bit for a career. Maybe I want to school would be if I got a picture of that monster. Were they really all that newsworthy? And yeah, they even had them on TV. I'm not sure the appearance of a local news rumors of the month segment qualifies. Most segment was a Bigfoot sighted on Anchor and Isle, I believe. Hey, just saw a picture of him in the newspaper for you. It's alright, just want to fight. I don't know if you can win. Let's keep moving, shall we? That was a camping out by the lake. And if I put that to make sense on your camera. Yep, borrowed from a university professor. To analyze every sound it picks up and against a bang. That's the shot. Yep, so how many pictures has it taken so far? What time the camera take was that night? There should be 3 pictures then. I think at the time we told us where you felt you had to hide your true purpose at the lake. Okay. If word got out what I was up to the lake, was swarming with competitors. Competitors? Yeah, check the Scott Burks trying to steal my scoop. Ah, is that now the reason you were hiding the truth? Oh, actually. Is that right? I have no you asking questions with relevance to the case. I'm here safe on camera, yet I'll keep quiet. You have your cam. What sort of sound was it? I've one before, so I can for sure, but it sounded like a gunshot. It's less sharper a sound than what I've expected. There wasn't much else to look at. I showed you was at the boat the whole time. There wasn't much else to look at? Yep. You know, when she heard the bang, she thought Cordy was out there. But she wasted any time looking at the boat. Didn't know, you gave me that look for it. Don't be suspicious, maybe time for some evidence. When let's continue. What your hushish puppies, Pops, I'm getting there. So it's on this one. Why would you look? Why would you even go out? You have your cam. Was there nothing on lake with the boat at the time? Huh? And you think maybe you shot from some other place? I don't think so. Nope. The lake was smooth as glass, and nobody was on the shore near. Better find some sort of conditions. There's one beat from Carmine waterway. There has to be something. There is a... At this thing, I should use some evidence as a hint. Like, to me it's like, if you have a cam setup that responds to sense, why would you... That's not it. I mean, why would you look for the first place? Why would you watch your boat? That's not... Also not it. And I saw a flashing one of... also not it. Wait. When I decided we don't have much else to look at, so I just watched the boat holes up. Then I saw a flash in one of the men's tent and I heard another gunshot. Not much else to look at. Yep. Once you hear the bang, she thought quarters out there. I kind of thought she was placed anytime looking at the boat. Finish the picture, maybe some evidence. That's still the Gordy paper? This is hard. Are you really looking at that boat? What's with you? Of course I was looking at it. It's the only thing out there. Any normal person would be looking at it. I agree, any normal person would. But you are far from normal. What, you want to step over here and say that? You were camping at the lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gordy. That's what. I'm gonna give that boat a second thought. What's this Gordy paper? What continue, Mr. Wright? It testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch the boat. You needed them to search for Gordy. And that's what you were doing. Now? Well, now that you mention it, I did take my binocular and can scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there and all. Miss Hart, are you saying that you were not watching the boat then? Sorry, y'all, I was saying, really, I thought you know I could be with Mr. Murder and all. I kind of got excited, I was sure I was watching the boat till now. This is so uncalled for. But hey, you got the photograph, you got proof. Still, we can see who's shooting who in this. That's right, that's why I took the photo. Witness, that's enough. You've had a long day, shut your pile. Shut my what? I have another photograph to prove it, but you really can't tell the photo shooting it. That's why she said enlarge the photo. Enlarge the photo. I want for Karma to show it. I bet the enlarged photo shoots something bad for Karma. Smash your hands. Wrong? Then prison for excess awards. I don't know. I want to shoot. It's hard. Look at this photograph. You enlarged the photo, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why hasn't the enlargement not been presented to court? Because it does not exist. What are you talking about? You were the one who told me not to show it in the court in the first place. You old fool. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Von Kalmer? It's hard. Show the photo to court. Show us. Enlargement. Prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence. Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to court. Second assumes fighting in this. With the defender or maybe not. Regardless, accept this as evidence. Is that the left hand? If I... Yeah, that would be the left hand. Happy now, Mr. Wright? Must be something. Just for the enlargement, you got the enlargement. And little good has it done anyway, that's why I requested to not show them it. Because it means that the cross-examination is over, obviously. I would like to close the examination once a lot hard, and none too soon. It was a flagrant waste of my time. So come on, have you anything to add? I started everything, and when this trial begin, decisive evidence and decisive witness, and this could possibly be required. Until of course. Then I believe it's time to learn my further. There has to be a clue in this photo somewhere. It's too bad. What should I do? Your Honor, there is something deliciously strange with this enlargement. What might that be? Well, the left hand is firing and the right fingerprint. Your Honor. Shooter? I mean, the shooter is a little shooting strange. Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor. And? The hand actually contradicts another piece of evidence. The man's left hand does what? Let me show you. With left hand contradictions. And it is clear. A man in the photograph is holding his pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, the man shooting in the pistol is the photograph. It's not Mr. Edgeworth. Now that's everyone in the courtroom is quiet down. I would like to receive this court of law. Mr. Wright, that's your honor. You have given definitive proof today. We now know that it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this deals with a rather large problem. If Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, we shot our victim. Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Well, but the defendant could have shot the victim. Can I save? I can save. Oh, thanks. I mean, Larry couldn't. No, I don't want to go to the title screen. There's only one explanation remaining. When I shot the victim, it's the victim itself. Order. So you're saying that the victim committed suicide? Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation. Indeed, that does seem to be the only remaining option. I'm so very sorry, Mr. Wright. The suicide is out of the question. What? Examination of the victim's wound revealed the distance at which he was shot. Distance. The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away. A meter? That's 3 feet. There's no way it could have been suicide. Order! Mr. Van Karma, are you sure the accuracy of the data? Of course! Until I consider the possibility of suicide, you see. I see. Very well, allow me to state my options. Consideration shooter has to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun revealed the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for this trial for the day. Court of order defends any prosecutions to further investigate this murder. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. That's all. The court is adjourned. No one the day. Oh. There's a close one. Hey, don't you have anything to say? I'm yet to be declared innocent, right? Oh yeah, but what happened out on the lake anyway? If I didn't commit suicide, then who? Sure was about a meter away too. What? Give me that look. I did not. Kill him! He's killing her out. Look, I'm going to check on Mia. Alright. Tell her something for me. Huh? Tell her to watch what she says in court, that's all. Echt niet zeker wat je aan hoort. I requested a transcript for what the entire testimony. I thought they might give me some animation for the trial, of course she didn't say the shooter. The only part of the testimony that suits was the bang she heard. But there were 3 shots fired. There were 3 gunshots fired. You're doing gunshot fired. 3! I'm here too. And the third was so far away that... Did I save? Wait. Oh, I did save. Maya! Hey, Nick! It's you! I'm glad Mr. Edgeworth made it through the day, okay? It's a relief. Why should you do that anyway? I don't know. I just knew I had to do something. No, I'm not a lawyer, my sister-in-law. I'm sorry. Well, you did save the trial. Just behave from now on, okay? Okay. Have you been questioned yet? Nope, not yet. Detective Grimshaw was here just now. He said seeing as this is your first offense, we'll let you go after questioning. Oh, you want me to get bail money ready? You're paying for me, okay? Huh? How much? I don't know. Because I sent you a bill or something. I expect you trying to bill some money every time I hear the word bill. Look at me, huh? Oh, what? Whoa. Right, I really did. I don't know what to do. I think I probably shouldn't have stopped my training. I'm actually really their best. Like to see if there are any waterfalls local area. I wonder if I see my sister again. So... let's start moving around. fewer than there were yesterday, but the cops are still around in the park. I wonder if Detective Grimshaw is here today. I haven't seen Larry around today at all. Probably off paying through the nose of a date with lovely Keens. I want to examine something. I got to the ground like. Oh! Hey! You're here! You're here too! There's, yes? What about the trial? I was going to say good show, but it wasn't really all that. You did save his artwork, I guess. I just wasn't sure how to turn to you, know? Thanks. Active game show. Any deal with the strategy of a farmer planning for tomorrow? Sounds like you're bringing in another witness. Another? Alright, you said something about the trial today. There were 2 witnesses. I was wondering what the other witness was. What was it? Sorry, pal. As much as I'd like to not liberally develop the information. I want to ask you something about Edgeworth. What's up? Is he afraid of earthquakes? I never heard anything of this before! Mr. Edgeworth doesn't talk about himself much here, but there's one thing is clear today. He made a gram when he does, and becoming a prosecutor, and he brings scared of earthquakes. So all started with that incident. The sex incident? Yep, that one. 15 years ago when he saw his father shot before his very eyes. He still feels the pain now. You can see it in his eyes. His very, very, very dark eyes. I'm talking about Mia, huh? She's not out on bail yet? That's strange. I told them to let her go as soon as they had the report given up. I don't know what would have happened in the courtroom today if it weren't for her. She's not getting dragged on by the bill. To be honest with you, pal. I shared her a tear or two. Research was so moved to so slip trembling. Hey? Cold as iceberg. Edgeworth? I was really grateful for what she did, you know. I'm gonna head back to the station. I'll get the report to me and get her out of there as soon as I can. Thank you. Oh wait, I was wondering how much is the bill going to be? Don't worry about that. It's Edgeworth just posting to it all, man. What? Edgeworth? Did I tell you? It's grateful for what she did. Right, pal. Well, don't forget to pick her up, okay? I'm gonna get her to pay us 1 cent too. This camera's sounding like a huge joke. You know, 5 minutes out the camera must cost a pretty penny. Hope she doesn't leave it out here and it gets stolen. I'm supposed to go back to Park Lake. Looks like the boat runs shops closed for the day too. Our next time on the boat again. I'm done. Runners took place on boats from the apparently police took away the extra boat that was used that night. There's special one more boat at the bill. Closed. So I guess we're gonna pick up Maya. No, we're not going here. I'm gonna pick up Maya. Hey Nick, you finally came. You just finished the paperwork. I'm free to go. Free at last, huh? There's interrogation where you need me. We're like, okay, what did you do this time? Like, I was some kind of criminal. Can you believe it? Oh, they let you out in the end, didn't they? Oh, that reminds me. Thanks for the bill. Thanks, Edgeworth. Oh! I posted a bill for you. Said it was great for what you did. Mr. Edgeworth did that? Let's make it up to him. You have to win the case, Nick. What do you think we should do next? Kind of like an enclosed apartment. We could go to the park and look for Brody. Just kidding. Let's go to the park again. I was not thinking while I was in the detention. It's really pretty comfortable. You have a woman and keep it very clean. Anything he knows about the case? Well, that's not another one. So I have to go back to the lake again. There aren't many cops around here, though, aren't there? I went back to the pudding working up the case against Edgeworth. Hey yo! I thought that. I really did it today. Let me do now. I'm not complaining. See, I did a little thinking, a little self-reflection, you might say. I realized that being a witness isn't my big responsibility. I should went up there and started blabbing the whole thing that came to mind. But, so see, I want to make it up to y'all. Hang it up. What did you think of the trial? To be honest, I was half just saying being a witness, even though I didn't really say anything. I kind of convinced myself I had to. Sorry, I know I caused you a lot of trouble. Well, memory is a tricky, fake little thing. I sure know that. Find the next time with the morning. Alright. I mean, first then. What about Gordy? Right. Well, you figure the real is only stopping the flames of Gordy fever. I'm actually the photo of the whole store done. Hey Lotta, you go girl. Always it could be an investigative photographer too. When you explain medium thing first. Lotta, what do you mean by making up for us? Well, you see, actually I got a bit of information for you. The Von Karma didn't want me to say nothing about it. What information? Now we're getting to the heart of it. See? I reckon we might be able to do our little self an exchange. Exchange? I thought it was to make it up to us. Right, I propose a little exchange to make it up to you. Information doesn't come cheap, my friend. Hey, I see your thing. Give me your own so Buddhistic these southern folks are. Can you speak a little bit louder? Is this enough? Sorry, smoke out. That was live. I speak loud enough. I'm yelling my lungs out. Is that enough? my speaking voice is coming in the yellow red. So mom should be louder than the game. I should be. Sit in all of your face. Let me tell you, your sons are way more sophisticated than you. Mr. Exposition, okay? What would it be? You gonna deal or not? What do we do, Nick? A deal. We don't have any other leads, so I don't think we have a choice here. Okay, how much? Huh? You completely off your rocker? I will not be so statistic, but I'm not trying to rob the poor. Huh? The only fair exchange for information is information. Listen good. What I need from you is information about Gordy. Gordy? Gordy might not exist. That brings me proof to show he don't. I'll be keeping watch from the car, okay? Is there something you offer to me first? Got it? Pop them all. I'm gonna rob you. Okay, Nick, let's get hunting. I'm not serious, mean. Gordy? I sure do. What about Edgeworth? I'm searching for Gordy from him, Nick. Don't you get it? Let's search for a make-believe monster. Maybe we can find a monster myth specialist. I know exactly the person to go to. Larry? Oh. What's this? Well, what? My character has the same reaction as that. Is he a samurai? Yo, Mia! Larry, what the heck is this? Oh, it was my Goku Yensei's idea. He goes, oh, if you like put this here, it would be like really cool. This she gave it to me along with the banner. Wow, it's really impressive. She could find those for you? Well, she knows a lot of people. And the show's finished now, so she got them for free. Alright. Yo, Nick, what happened with Edgy? No, we made it through the first day in court. Alright. I don't know how good our prospectors are here from Wanto. Huh? But is school going well? Or... Hey Lordy, did you know Mr. Edward's secret weakness? He's terrified of earthquakes. Acts like a little boy. Huh? That's weird. I don't think he was ever like that at school. No? Really? Well, we're running in the same class for a little bit. He transferred schools pretty quickly. Transferred? Okay, when the 06 incident happened. Doesn't look like Larry knows about it though. Hey Larry, when did you get the big thing? Huh? Oh, the big guy. I've had him for about a month, yeah? The big hit with the kids. Why aren't you sweating? Huh? Oh, that compressor was a burst. Compressor? That's a little unit by my hot dog stand. That was I used to put the air in the Steel Samurai. It broke a little while ago, so I sent it in for repairs. Oh, never thought you inflated by yourself. Do you know something about our little monster Gordy? The guy that's selling me dogs faster than cook them. Do you think Gordy exists? Ah, I think somebody probably saw something else, but they just thought it was Gordy. But I keep selling samurai dogs until the truth is out. I thought you still know something. I'm gonna have to go through then. Let's make my head spin. Ooh, Yeah, well, we find anything about the Gordy. No, nothing. Well, keep moving. It gets cold out here. A nightmare. Okay. I think you have to sneeze. Oh, no, you don't. No sneezing. Achoo! Ah! I told you all. No sneezing. See, I set the camera to respond to things a little softer than I bang. I kijk gewoon even van de camera's vingersnap now. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, Nessa. What about my film? Ik ben de lady. I learned something from today's trial for sure. Testifying to sharing business. That's why I decided to talk about the case anymore. Huh? Why did you say that information about the case? Tell us that at least. Like I said, I traded for a dirt and Gordy. What do you think this is? I could be an invested photographer. Ah! After all, I only have one photo with my name so far. That's a good one. You bet. A youth. A UFO, not a youth. Not a youth. Anyway, if I can get to make a photo this time around, and then turns out I quit to go back to school. You really are a university student. Yeah, well, I'm taking a break for a bit. Right. So I have to find something about Gordy. You have nothing about Gordy? Who does know about Gordy? Hello? Hello? Who does know about sea monster? It's always so quiet here. I wonder if the boat shop is closed for good. Oh, it's a murder on the lake and all. I'm probably just taking a vacation till it blows over. You know nothing about Gordy. What's this time machine? That's a compressor. I used to fill up the balloon door with air. Niet. Dus ik had het repairtjes in me, want het trekt al wat. Advertising. Something about this system doesn't work for me. Elis, that's pretty well made to me. Someone else aren't you, Nick. Real contributors like Cody and me don't fall for this kind of stuff. I guess so. Hey there, pal, what's up? You look out of sorts. Wait, you're going to do something that's going to hurt Mr. Edgeworth's case again, eh? What do you mean again? Whatever I have a seat, pal. I mean, if you need anything besides money, that is. Do you know something about Gordy? What's the point, you pal? I'm drawing the blank. How's the investigation proceeding? I'm talking in the headache. Not really, we have another meeting coming up. We're supposed to talk about Mr. Edgeworth's motive. Motive? See, Mr. Edgeworth's father died in the DL6 incident. And the guy who got the loan suspected declared innocent was the victim in this case. Robert Hammond. They're saying that's why Mr. Edgeworth shot him. I never talked about the past. I have to direct the type and hit him with a court tomorrow too. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I gotta admit that does look good, pal. Say, Detective Gumshoe, do you know anything about Gordy? The monster down in Gordon's Lake? Not personally, no. Well, we're looking for it. Huh? Are you out of your mind? You got this time to go while monster hunting. How about doing a little questioning for me then? Oh, Detective Gumshoe is scaring me, Nick. I thought Detective Gumshoe about to deal with Lonta. Nick, can't tell him you don't understand. Ah, sorry. I see, pal. Sorry for shouting at you. Okay, I Detective Gumshoe will aid your search for Gordy. Oh. I know you're one of our newest secret weapons for finding evidence. Huh? Really? You can take whichever one you like. Okay, give us a good. Hold on now, everything due time. First let me show them to you. These are our best and brightest. Introducing secret weapon number 1, missile. Missile? He's a K9 police dog, still in training. Missile, here boy. Oh, look how cute he is. Look how cute he is. Look how cute doggo it is. What's a good doggo? I kind of whistle. It's cute. Look, Nick, cute dog. Yeah, you like me. This will help us out. Next secret weapon number 2, a fishing pole. Here, that's my own personal active game shoe. We're looking for a monster, yeah? How are you supposed to catch a sea monster with a whole fishing pole? Never know till you trap pole. Okay, this next one is the last one. The secret weapon number 3, a metal detector. Here, detective game shoe was looking for something alive. Right, what's this with a metal detector? You never know, it might be an empty soda can. Which will it be? If it's on like to be honest, I think the metal detector is the best. Just because I don't know why. But if you find like I don't think a K9 dog will find anything in the water. And if I think it's like a lock or something, or like a like a tree falls into the lake with like from a tree, a branch. Then a fishing pole won't help either, because you have to pull it in. Can we borrow the metal detector? Sure thing, pal. I'm not sure what we're going to find with this. Maybe you're hunting a monster. Anything is possible, anything. Okay, I'm coming back to lake. I'm coming back to boarding lake. Why don't we use this then? How do I use it? I can empty this space is well maintained. Slightly study out of place, rapidly back report cold wind and a cold sky. Are you talking about not famously designed. Like a bomb. And someone can see the travelers both outside exit. No. Hey Nick, benches, let's take a break, maybe you have a dog. I think not. So cold to sit any down dogs out here. These city boys should try staying in the freezing waterfall for some time. How do I use that thing? Hey, look at this, a metal detector. I know what it is. Not sure it's going to pick up Gordy though. Unless you've been needing people's watches or spare change or something. Oh, I never thought about that. How do I use it? Foot and sneeze, take pixel skin thing. Nick, don't tell me you're hungry again. No, she's holding back. We've had this discussion over yesterday, Mia. It's all the same, it's all the same. It's all the same. I'll have to move to the... I have to show you my metal detector. How to use it. You can't do shit, huh? You can do little shit. Ah, that's how I use it. But Nick! It's beeping! The metal detector found something! Sure, slow down off about it. Whatever it is, it must be in those bushes. Check it out, Mia. I have to check it out. Nick? Look! An air tank? My valve was broken. I thought it was a Gordy. Mia, first of all, why would Gordy be in the bushes? Second of all, why would a metal detector react to a sea monster? Oh. Huh? There's something wrapped around this air tank. It looks like a string of flags. Oh, might as well take it with us now once we found it. It's heavy. An empty air tank. The valve is open and bottom flex wrapped around it. There are something both floating in the log. The murder place in front of it. Apparently the police took... it's supposed... Apparently we have an I think I found something of you, lady. What? An air tank? What about it? Lady, I want to ask you about the thing. Is it yours? Ah, what if a thing like that? Looks just the thing reflects around the tank valve. Just like this thing reflects around your steel samurai there. This be a coincidence? Things reflect everywhere these days. Like elementary schools. And used car dealerships. Why would I need to think anyways? You used this to inflate that, didn't you? Inflate what? What else? That big puffy steel samurai? Give me a question like that. Got that new on my head. Yeah, right. Actually, see the compressor always uses it on the fridge. So I used in the tank to inflate it just once. And it goes so well. As I suspected. And then it goes so well? Oh yeah. Do you think you could leave it more specific? Come on, looks like the embarrassing said really don't want to talk about it. Tell us! Fine, whatever. It's like what said the compressor was busted, so I took the tank and tried to fill the steel samurai up with that. And then... the valve busted open makes this incredible noise. And the tank took off like a rocket. And I took my poor deflated steel samurai with it. Ah! Over to Gord Lake? It sure scared me out of my corpse, that's for sure. So the tank and the steel samurai, you were trying to feel away? What happened next? Well, that happened on the 20th or so. 20 weeks ago. As I could see, the tank went flying out into the lake. I went out every night in a boat looking for it. Chianti gave me the steel samurai after all. And when did you find it? Just the night before last. I flew way out there. It took me 4 whole days to find it. Night before last. It was the night of the murder. Sorry for not telling you, Nick. Actually, I was here on the night of the murder. But you see, I went home before midnight. Sure you know about what happened? Oh. So bad. That's not bad. There's solved one mystery at least. Mystery? Where's the tower? What's that, Gordy? What's it, Gordy? What's it, Gordy? What's going on, Gordy yet? Well, Gordy doesn't exist. But there's no such thing as Gordy. Ah! I can't be so sure. Really, Nick? That's the proof Gordy doesn't exist. The proof that Gordy doesn't exist. Of course I proof. Online where the question badge will make a claim with proof back up. Here's the proof that Gordy doesn't exist. There is air tank? What are y'all doing with an air tank? This is Gordy. Squeeze me. Actually, you say, Nick. There's a stand near, on hot dog stand. There's a giant inflatable samurai doll there. About a week ago, an idiot who happens to be a friend of mine tried to fill it. Used the air tank, and when the valve blew, the tank flew into the lake. Apparently it made a pretty loud bang when it flew. A bang. As the tank along with the still deflated samurai fell into the lake. At the same time, a couple was taking a photograph of the lake. This photo. Wait. So you're saying that Gordy is really the still samurai? Well, there's a fine way to win a girl's team. I'm sorry, Lotte. Nah, it's okay, you win. I gave your info, like I promised. Poor Lotte. So tell us the information you have. A promise is a promise, I guess. I overheard the cops around here saying something about the witness tomorrow. They said he's the caretaker of the boat's rental place at the path here. Boat rental. He's not there. This place looks so deserted. Just an old guy living by all by himself. So I could check it out. Thanks a lot, I will. Let's get cracking, Nick. Hold on. Something else? Yeah, night of the murder. Camera click twice, you know. Wait, so you have another photo? Well, yeah, but there's nothing in it all, just a lake. Figured it wouldn't have been much use as evidence, so I kept it to myself. Well, it might not have helpful at all, but just take it. I know, take care. And time for me to pack up and leave. Poor Lotta. It's Larry's fault. Legend still lives on, I guess. Legend? Yeah, legend of Larry, if I'm to all know for any legend to find. When something smells, it's usually the butt. How much have I whipped that in the butt into shape? What's the photo then? Oh, an empty lake taken at 12:24. I guess we're going back. I we're going back boat rond the shop. Hey Nick, this is the boat shop that I was talking about. Alright, doesn't seem to be anyone around here. Let's go check it out anyway. Mac? That you? Hey, is that kids with you? Where have you two been? I've been worried sick. Nick, you handle this. I think leave this open to you, Mia. Nick? Yes? Finally made up your mind, have you? My mate? You'll run that pasta shop when I'm gone. Papa. Glad to hear it, glad to hear it. You make your old man proud. When your kids left the house and didn't know what to think. I'm supposed to keep this place running, an old man like me. Ollie, the kids are home. Hello, squawk! Hey, what was that? A parrot, one on the perch. Kid? Yes? Leave the wet noodle in your capable hands, Sonny. Hey, what's that wet noodle? Based on available evidence, it says that the name was pasta shop. I'm gonna leave, isn't it, Polly? No, hello, squawk! I fell asleep. I see him leave. Pasta shop, and yep, to think that I don't know left one when I'm gone. The father started to know, so let me shoot the third generation. Heck, yes? Tomorrow we'll start with the secrets of dove tossing. Dove tossing? You two teeth, yes? With the best pasta wrinkle the West has ever seen. Pasta wrinkle the West is a pasta from Italy. Mac? Yes? Oh, the best pasta's always been made west of the cookies, don't you? Ah, of course, everybody knows that. Nick? How long do we have to keep up this all in the family tree late? I don't even find out what this is. You know, like as love is like. Een boterham talking about. Here's the place pasta that noodle. I don't know if you mentioned him with many on for spaghetti lately. When the kids come up and I say, dude, come on, right under your boat. I keep them both out there. English these days. Don't if I understand them. Pretty confused myself. Hey, this isn't going anywhere. Well, then it's a witness somewhere, right? We've got to find some way of getting information on him. Looks like the kitchen unit's pretty clean. Funny, it doesn't look like a tub to keep the things like that. Getting Yankees running a pasta shop here. Wow, just amazing packet it is. Good morning. Hello! You ignored me. Like you forgot, mate? You call our name first. My name? Polly, how you been? Hello? Squawk! See? Neat, so the parrot's name is Polly. He saw a companion of the boat shop keep caretaker and still named Polly. But as she says hello. Well, Polly can say lots of things. Just need to know the secret words. The secret words? Polly, what's your name? Polly, squawk! Cute. When you find a new friend. Look, Nick, he has an electric blanket on his table. Looks warm. What can I do? We should do at the office. They sit down with their clown snook and warm. They got coca. And we talk about murder. Oh, you body pooper, Nick! There's a fishing pole. Looks expensive. Looks a little safe. It's locked. Oh, you see television here too. There's a lot of various fishing board lake, aren't there? It's funny, Nick. And these fish are saltwater fish. Polly, Polly is the name. Polly's quack. Hee. Cute. I'll present you something. Oh, listen here, Keith. Remember the tricolor pasta I was talking about? Rain Polly. Check it out. The last color she chooses is indigo blue. Indigo blue. I know pasta looks yellow and green sometimes, but if I would get a pasta that looks blue, and especially indigo blue, I would think I would look like at my plate like. And like we'd like to do the OP, be like, is this how it meant? And then we're like, yes sir, yes ma'am. I'm sitting there like, is this sure? Yeah, yes ma'am, it's called the tricolor pasta. But it's blue. Is blue not good? Ma'am, it's supposed to be. Wat is dit niet? Can I share something to you? Can you wake up? I need the information from you. Oh, that's not cute. That probably isn't. Isn't that? I think I have no evidence to show him. Oh, I have to talk about Polly. Oh. Ah, make my memory's gonna worse of the latest fight you started. Important to Polly here. Everything important? I wonder. Polly, what's the number of the safe? 1228. Crack! Right? Hey, Polly, what you doing? Niks. I'll take a little clever thinking. And the criminal mind. Wait, nee, write the number down. Hey, give me from your little geese signs. So now we can open this. Let's see, it's locked. Is it still the same? But I can't open the safe. Huh? Yeah? Huh? And this doesn't work also, I guess. But I can't open the save yet. So... I guess I'm just gonna look around. Now we have nothing to show you. Oh, she's gone. What should we do? What should we do? Should we go to... The computer isn't here. Why did you mention it? Did you say that we need to go to? What are you doing this time? Influence, surrounded. Must be doing immense training for an occasional hostage situation. With the chief detective here, is glued to his computer. Ah, with the bishop 7. Check my head. I don't believe it! Must be playing chess on the computer. Must be playing chess on the computer. Looks like I in questioning. Let's go back later. I didn't know that to go down! Oh, prospect class office. Apparently it's because of convocation day. Well guys, I'll come back tomorrow if I need anything. Ah, fresh air. Can I say freedom's so great? Love yourself in the card from tomorrow. This be even much more fun. Not gonna be so much fun when I actually refuse you to pay your bill again. Ah, something dead in my rotten. Oh. How should we do? I don't know, I've been intentional all the time. I think let's just have to do deal. Wow, any deals to share? What of deals are you on? Oh. So I have to go back to... So I have to get back to the boat hunter shop and find a way to open that safe. But I've already examined this and it's locked. Did I have to show something to someone? And that doesn't work either. What doesn't... Huh? I'm confused. Now, let's show lady stuff. Sorry Nick, don't know much smaller hot dogs. Something. Heh. Well, there's no one here, so I can present anything. No one is here. No one is here. That gets back to Port Lake Hamptons. fault. Like everything, huh? Yeah. So I have to open your safe. Those. Aha, my memory's gotten lost of late. If I can store everything important of Polly here. Important? I wonder. Polly, what's the system of safe? 1228. Quack. Polly, watch it wel, hè. That it says it's locked. Here, a little safe. So... Wait, is it? There's a lawyer's badge. Yes, it is. Why is the answer always so simple? Why is the first person recognize my badge? I get it. Yup, I've got you figured out now. You're not Keith. Nee. Just klik eens op. Sir, no, I'm not Keith. I'm not Mate Gator. We're here investigating murder that took place in the lake all the night. Please help us. A lawyer, huh? Please, mister. Alright, I'll help. With one condition. What's that? When this case is over and done, you'll run the wet noodle. I promise it. Okay, we promise. Hey, Hick, are you sure about this? I'm gonna get this case solved. Also, we'll want to eat Phoenix noodles. I guess so. That's my boy. Good for you, Keith. Wait, didn't I just say... You doing, Hick? Yes? You bring a tear to your old mints. You know. Now what best do you wanted to know? Speak up, buddy. Oh, hello! Squawk! Stuck with the bird again. How do we get some tacos? I thought that I did! Come. You know what? You screw yourself in loneliness. I'm out of here! Screw you, Larry. I'm going to talk. I want to come home. Go ahead. Just tell me there was enough. What's enough? I have to talk with him and find a way to talk with him. Oh, god damn it. Oh. What's that? I think I'll hold for you, never mind. One needing that badge in the pasta shop. What's that? I'll take all of you if you don't mind. You lost it again. Wait. Can I talk to him now? Lijkt me maar eens wordt blij dat ik bol hier. He's at least awake. That's one thing. Polly here is my only friend in the world. And then draait Polly. Lauw, squawk. Okay. I have to find a way to take. Find a way to take your talk. Talk, old man. I'm going crazy here. You know about Gordy? Up. Ah, yep, I've seen this. You know something about this, sir? Kate? Yes? It's okay, you can call me Dad. Dad, you know something about this? Yep. All the night, out on the lake. Yes, yes. I know all about that. I've seen it. Ah! Tell us what you saw. I suppose, since you're taking over the shop and all. I forgot the time, but it was really dark outside. Probably night, yep. Then I heard this bang. So I looked outside. And I heard another one, bang. Another lady the boat came back. A young man walked by my window here. I was muttering something to himself. Yep. What did he say? Yep. I forgot. I remember tomorrow by court time. Promise. It's no earlier than that. You know what? Terry was just here. Terry? Up, the kid next door. I always used to make him cry, remember? He's wearing his tattered old coat. Cut himself some wood going out of his face. Don't Detective Grimshaw. Sometimes tells me to come down to court tomorrow. Ready? I don't think we're going to get more juice on this guy. Yeah, you should be leaving. I think you're right. Wait, I have one more question. Polly, have you forgot something? Squawk. Don't forget DL6. Squawk. What did you just say, Nick? One more time, Polly. Don't forget DL6. Squawk. What? The DL6 incident? Hey, Mr. I mean Dad. This is getting weird. This is old guy. How would the bird Polly know about DL6? I forgot who the old man is. What? Lock the door from the other side. What could that old man be? I think I need to do a little more research on the DL6 incident. The gumshoe. Finally. Let's go to an entrance. Let's go to the criminals. No, detention. No, criminals affair department. Gumshoe! You don't look so happy. Let's come in this time. Actually, we wanted to ask you something. You know the rental shop down at Court Lake? Yeah, old man runs it, is a witness to court, am I right? Hello, you should bring out, that was supposed to be top secret. You know the old man is detective? Actually, I don't. He's been an odd bird, I haven't been able to get a straight answer out of him. So first he wasn't pursued enough to stand and testify as a witness. That's how we called Mr. Lotta Herod just today. As for who he is, we have absolutely no idea. Sounds suspicious. Detective, please help us, huh? We need to know about the DL6 incident. My actual father died. Can't help but think he has something to do with the current case. To tell the truth about, I don't know much about DL6 either. Mr. Edgeworth forbade us from reading that file. So, I'm afraid I can turn to reading the file. Ah! However, if you can convince me somehow that DL6 is related to this case, well, I guess I consider opening the file up. I have a bird. What's that? A parrot? Old man's boat was a parrot. Parrot knew about the incident. That incident, DL6. What? Polly, have you forgotten something? Squawk! Don't forget DL6! Squawk! I'm pretty sure the old man must have thought her the board. Yeah, but how would the old man know about DL6 in it? Wait, what if that old man was connected to DL6? Nick, you think it might be? Gotcha, sounds like you need the information on DL6 and through there in the stage for a cut room. I'll give you special permission to go in and find what you need. Alright, wait. Go detective come through. Okay, Nick, to the records room. Ooh, it's amazing. This tea. 10 years of files, 10 years of dust, I guess. DL6 quick. Go, I'm also a 9-year-old. Almost through 1/4 grade when he suddenly turns for it because of DL6. Nick, I found out what the file is. Oh, thanks. Just let me know what you want to know about DL6 incident. I'll get the right file. I first have to handle the main facts like a summary. Right, summary, found it. Here you go. December 28, 2001. So exactly 15 years ago from the day after tomorrow. So in 2 days the case is closed. This took place in the elevator of the district courthouse. The same district court for holding trial now? Looks like it. There was a large earthquake at 2 p.m. on that day. Part of the court building collapsed and all of the lights went out. At the time, 3 people were trapped in the elevator. It took 5 hours for them to be rescued. 5. It would be scary like that in the dark. There was a lack of oxygen in the elevator and the survivors were unconscious. The survivors. One of the 3 in the elevator had been shot in the heart. That was Mr. Edgeworth's father, wasn't it? He said that his father was shot before his very eyes. So Miles Edgeworth was one of the passengers in the elevator. Date the victim's Edgeworth's father? Yeah, hold on. Victim. Found it! Gary Edgeworth, 35, defense attorney. If he were still alive, he'd be 50. It was the day's case in court and got an elevator with his son Miles. Miles Edgeworth, of course. He was in an elevator with his father? From the angle of the bullet and other evidence, it could not have been a suicide. The murder weapon and pistol was found in the elevator. The pistol has been fired 2 times. Where have I heard this before? Sounds just like the current case we're going on here. Any date on the suspect in there? That will be the guy that my mom got arrested. Hold on, this is it. The man arrested as suspectus was Yanni Yogi? There's a clerk in the court apparently. Okay, he must have been the 3rd person in the elevator. Not only has he done it, but he's found innocent thanks to his defense lawyer, Robert Hammond. Hammond, the victim in our case. Right. The suspect Mr. Yogi was oxygen deprived so much so he had brain damage. He lost all memory of being in the elevator. After he was declared innocent, he disappeared. Where could Yogi have gone to, I wonder? Wait, is Yogi Karma? I guess he... Oh, no, wait, wait, I know already who he is. He's the boatkeeper. Nick, are we going to take this whole file? There's too much, we'll never get it out. Alright, how about we just take what we think we need? Right, that's probably all we have able to find, you know. All that's left is trial tomorrow. I wonder how Dad will do testify in court. To be continued. If I leave it here? Nah, let's go on for. No, I'm gonna leave it here. It's been 2.5 hours, have fun. I'm probably gonna take another 30 to 45 minutes if I fuck up like last time. So I'm gonna thank all for watching. I will be live next Saturday because I have to go physically to school tomorrow and I still have to do some stuff. So with this I will say all have a wonderful day, night, week, wherever you are, and I'll see you all in my next stream day.